If you want to know what the heck James Comey, former FBI director, is going to say when he gets on the Hill, here are a few things that you might want to look for. First, a proviso. Nothing in history, even more than two World Series and the NHL Stanley Cup Championship all wrapped in one thing, could ever be as overhyped as Hill testimony. We don't have a lot to do in Washington sometimes, and we get bored. And so the hype can sometimes outpace the hearing. But this is one of those cases where the stakes are high and interest is intense. So, to that end, how should you watch this to read between the lines of the Washington gobbledygook and find out what's really in there? What does James Comey consider classified? This matters a lot. James Comey, of course, as FBI director and in his work at the Justice Department, was really part of the national security apparatus in 2-3 administrations. So he's well acquainted with what you can say, what you can't say. And he also knows, as a lawyer, what you can say and can't say about an ongoing investigation. All of that is here. If you hear James Comey say about conversations that he had with President Trump that he's not at liberty to discuss those things, even though the White House has had to accept that they can't claim executive privilege to prevent Comey from talking about them, if that happens, that tells you something right off the bat. That Comey is talking to, or expects to be talking to, investigators from Robert Mueller's probe, the special counsel's probe into Russian interference in the 2016 election and Trump's campaign. So that would be a first big red flag. If he says, I can't get into those conversations, that tells us a great deal right there. These senators already know the answers to all of the questions that they're asking. They've been briefed by Comey many times. They've been briefed in private, they've been briefed confidentially, they've read the reports, they know the stuff. What they're asking are going to be questions intended to elicit responses from Comey to put things on the public record that they can't. So this is about nudging, wheedling, pushing bit by bit to try to get the witness to bring more things into the public space so that then they can talk about it. Everybody is going to be trying to describe a different sort of animal under here using Comey's answers to try to create, maybe it's like echolocation from a dolphin. That's what this pod of dolphins is going to be trying to do with James Comey. James Comey, the actor, Comey's countenance. What is he going to be acting like? Now, Donald Trump called Comey a showboat and said that was part of the reason that he fired him. But showboat or not, Comey is a showman when he comes to testimony like this. Nobody has a more rigorously constructed public persona in Washington than James Comey, who plays sort of a 6'8" Elliot Ness, the G-man. Does he come in a spirit of high-minded regret, that he is sorry to have to inform the committee of these unfortunate things about the president? Does he come in a spirit of patriotic rectitude? No, I'm not going to cooperate with you, even though I want to. How does he act? What is the posture that he's putting forward? That's going to be the framework for the rest of what he's saying. Watch for pained responses, those verbal pauses, stutter, I can't really, I wish I could. Those are the breadcrumbs that Comey will be leaving. The more pained he acts in his responses, those are the tabs on the notebook that he is laying out there for partisans to say, go there, whether it's an answer that Republicans like, an answer that Democrats like, to point to, this is what I'm really talking about. So there you go. You don't have to be a Washington insider to know how to watch James Comey's testimony. Keep it tuned to the Fox News channel, pop some popcorn, and enjoy it along with us.